What's going on, people? It's your boy Calwu. Welcome to another episode of Planetwu. Once again, I want to thank y'all for rocking with me all this time. I have another early review for you today. This covering 3 anime again. We got The World Ends With You, we got Blue Reflection Ray, and we got 86. Before I jump into it, I just got to thank y'all for rocking with me. And if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the video. That's pretty much all I need for y'all to help me. The more my channel grows, the more content I'll be able to put out there, the better content I'll be able to put out there. It's like I got a lot of crazy stuff I want to do, but it all hinges on the growth of the channel. So without further ado, first anime I'm going to cover is The World Ends With You. For those that are a fan of the game, y'all already know what this is. I didn't get on in the game. I didn't find out about the game until like a few days ago. And I was talking to my boy Ken, and he was breaking down the game to me. He was like, yeah, you're going to love the enemy naming, blah, blah, blah. And I started looking up the name of the enemies, and it's clever as hell. And I plan on getting a new game when it drops. But for those that have not gotten into the game, The World Ends With You is about Neku, a 50-year-old boy with a hobby for music and graffiti. He wakes up in the Shibuya shopping district of Tokyo, and he pretty much has amnesia. He don't know who he is. He don't know where he came from. All he knows is he has this strange black pen, and there are monsters showing up. Now, with Neku, he's pretty much a loner type. When we're first introduced to him, he's a loner type, and then he meets Shika. Shika is a very bubbly, outgoing girl, I say Shika, but Shiki. I'm sorry, Shiki. She's a very bubbly, outgoing girl, and she pretty much let Neku know, like, yo, this world has a ruling of pairs. If we don't work together as a pair or a team, we will die. So we need to go ahead and make a contract and let's just team up, because you're not gonna survive by yourself. So he's like, okay, I guess. Because he done witnessed like a whole bunch of people out by themselves trying to fight stuff, and they get murdered. And even though him and Shiki were fighting alone, they were together and they were fighting near each other. And he's seen like firsthand how that tandem works together. So he's like, all right, screw it. So she's like, yeah, all we got to do is survive 7 days. And when we survive the 7 days, we get to come back to life and blah, blah, blah. So he's like, all right, cool, screw it. We're going to be partners for 7 days. Let's rock it. The one cool thing about Shiki is the little plush that you see next to her, that's her fighting avatar. She fights with her plush. And like she throws it out there and it fights and attacks the enemies for her and things of that nature. It guards for her, all type of stuff. Like, it's really cool. And during their adventure, they end up running into this sibling duo known as Beat and Rhyme. Rhyme doesn't know that Beat is her sibling because in the game, you have to sacrifice something in order to play the game. Neku sacrifices his memories. We end up finding out that Shiki sacrifices her looks. And so she sacrifices her whole identity. Beat sacrifices his memory of himself in his sister. So he pretty much makes her forget about him. And Rhyme, hers is her goals and aspirations. And so everybody gives up something. And they're fighting these different enemies that got clever names based on like clever music names or based on the creatures that they are. It's really cool. And then you end up running into Grim Reapers. Grim Reapers are the ones who are in charge of overseeing the Reapers games. And even though they can't fight enemies can't fight the players directly, they can create and make the enemies, which are called the noise, and use them to attempt to kill the players. So they make more and more powerful noises or different variety of noises that do different stuff, and they work in tandem together pretty well. So far, with the anime being only 3 episodes in, it went through the 7 days kind of quickly, but it didn't go so fast to where it lost you in the sauce. You understand everything that's going on. The characters are really dope. And I'm just ready to see what's going to happen after after all the craziness that happened in episode 3. I'm just ready to see what's gonna go on next, because this is about to be it's about to get wild and crazy. The next anime, Blue Reflection Ray, is not a sequel but a spin-off of the original anime, Blue Reflection. So in this particular series, in Reflection Ray, the story is all about connecting shining emotions or feelings and emotions, and using those feelings and emotions to protect people. So, joy and sadness and anger, and the feelings in the anime is power, and it can't really be seen to the naked eye. And the anime follows the two main characters, Hiyori and Ruki. Hiyori is Hiyori is pretty much a very positive, outgoing type of girl who pretty much has a passion and a drive to help people, and that allows her to manifest her powers a lot quicker than Ruki. Because the thing is they all have these rings. And their rings are blue. And with these rings, they're able to turn these emotions that they have into powers, and they transform. They have like this Sailor Moon-esque transformation, which is pretty cool and interesting. And each person's transformation looks a little different than the other one, and different emotions drive their powers. And with those two kind of being new and being babies to it, the people with these powers are called reflections or reflectors. And they tend to have this ability to pull up this barrier called a leap. So when this leap barrier pops up in whatever area they're in, time freezes, nothing can pass through or around it, and it covers everything into like this weird multiple colors and like patterns of like flowers and dragonflies and things of that nature all over the place. And it's used to, like I said, protect buildings from explosions, people from getting murdered, and things of that nature. And earlier in the anime, we see that there are monsters that attack people, but then we also eventually see that there are reflectors that's starting to attack people. And with these reflectors, and I know I talked about Hiyori but not Ruki, but I'm gonna come back to that, so just follow along with me. So these reflectors, most reflectors, when they use their ring and they summon their weapons, which 9 times out of 10 is a sword, they have blue swords. But now they have this other side of reflectors that have red swords. And what they do is they find somebody with great deep regret, and then like from their past life, and then they're going to use those to take those feelings away to power themselves, or to power some type of end game or end goal. What that is, we don't know yet, because they're just like this opposite group of reflectors had just been just been shown in the past 2 episodes, like at the end of episode 2 and then through episode 3. So we still don't know what their end game is. But this also brings me back to Ruki. Ruki's sister passed away recently, and her sister is pretty much like the person who gave her confidence, who helped her to be outgoing. And now that her sister died, she's back to being socially awkward. She really wants to get along with others well, but she doesn't know how to go about it. So she's kind of like just this weird, socially awkward type of girl that wants to connect with people emotionally, but she's not sure how, or she's not sure whether or not they're going to be open and welcome her like her sister did. And the meeting between these 2 girls, Hiyori and Ruki, creates such an interesting bond that Ruki ends up awakening hers to protect Hiyori and to help her fight off the I'm gonna call them the bad reflectors. And anime, right, so far is dope. I'm enjoying it. I'm just interested to see where they're gonna go with the story, because I want to know why the bad reflectors, why they're taking people's past experience and past emotions. Because Hiyori is like, yo, all of those bad emotions, all of those regrets all of that is what make us who we are. So I'm not gonna let you take that from them. Like, granted, they might feel relieved that they don't feel turmoil or despair or sadness from this previous way that they felt in the past, but that don't matter because it's not right. It belongs to them, and I'm not gonna let you take it. And it's like I said, the anime just does this back and forth, and it's pretty dope. I'm enjoying it so far. And if you into Sailor Moon and you into like this weird parallel universe on our world and two different factions fighting, check it out. It's not too bad at all. And now, last but not least, 86. So I'm gonna just read the synopsis for 86 because it's a lot of characters in this series, and I won't go over all of the characters because it's just too many to go through. And from what it's looking, this anime feels like it's gonna give you a Game of Thrones feel, to where you're gonna get used to a character, and then they're gonna murk them off. And you're gonna be like, yeah, this is my guy, and then they're gonna murk them off. So this is what I'm definitely directing people to go and watch and enjoy. So the synopsis for 86: the Republic of San Magnolia. San Magnolia. I'm putting words where they don't go. San Magnolia has been at war with the Gideon Empire for 9 years. Though it initially suffered devastating losses to the Empire's autonomous mechanized legions, the Republic has since developed its own autonomous units called Juggernauts, which are directed remotely by a handler. While the surface of the Republic believes the war is being fought between machines, in reality, the Juggernauts are being piloted by humans, and all of them are 86ers. The designation given to subhumans of the 86th sector who are persecuted and stripped of their rights by a racist-led Alba government. Now, this anime deals with a lot of politics, espionage, war, and racism. The Alba government, everybody that's a part of the Alba government that are considered humans, all have silver hair and silver eyes, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it is, silver hair and silver eyes. If you do not have the silver hair and silver eyes, you're considered an 86er, and they have you live in these internment camps, and they break the 86ers up by their by the way that they look. So blonde hair, blue eyes is in one section. Brunettes with light eyes are in another section. Brunettes with dark eyes are in another section. People with purple hairs in another section. Green hairs in another section. Red heads are in another section. And they literally break them up and have different ones in internment camps and separate them by rarities. And it's crazy. And the Alba government is teaching their soldiers that when y'all go out there, kill with extreme prejudice because you're doing nothing but fighting robots. When in fact, they're fighting people inside of those robots. They're fighting 86ers. And because they won't tell them that they're fighting 86ers because they feel like it'll be some type of coup and people will be like, well, technically we're fighting other humans, even though they don't have the rights of a human. We're technically fighting other humans. So instead of doing that, they dehumanize them by calling them, by pretty much not even recognize that they're fighting 86ers, but they're fighting machines. The anime is crazy. The war so far has been kind of mild mannered, but in the last episode it kind of escalated a little bit. And the 86 squad that you're following, it follows them and their handler, who is somebody in the Alba government, but she seems to like them a lot more, and she actually helps them out with tactics and things of that nature. To try and save them, and she wants to help them because she's like, y'all are humans just like we are. And you got some members in the group that actually just straight up hate humans. They don't, or not hate humans, but hate people that are from Albion, people from the Albion government, and want to see them all die. And it's just, like I said, just the whole politics and back and forth is good. It's reminiscent of Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. It kind of got that feel as far as like the politics and the espionage go and the war, but then it kind of feel like they're borrowing from the Holocaust with with how they're handling it, as far as like, the Jews and the Germans and like the whole clash between them during the Holocaust. And it's just crazy, man. Like it's an interesting anime. And one thing that I appreciate about it is people who, if we what they say, how the saying goes, if we don't remember the past, we're doomed to repeat it. And this anime definitely shows us the ugliness of humanity and what happened in our past, and help us serve to remember that, this is a part of our past, and this could definitely well be a part of our present and our future if we don't recognize it and stray away from that terrible path. And I'm just enjoying it. It's really dope. And yeah, that's it for this episode. I appreciate y'all once again for rocking with me here at planetwu. Yeah, like I said, like, share, and subscribe to the video if you already haven't. I'm working on merch. I'm trying to get the designs together, and I'm bringing back the nerd shirts for sure. I've been getting a whole lot of requests about that. Yeah, so once again, y'all, this is calwu signing off, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.
I see the nature of the beast, see the hunger. I ain't scared cause my mom ain't raised no feast. In a booth, on the rise, I am Baker with the yeast, dropping more bombs than